Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. So excited to be here with some great friends, and we're going to have Hope. Oh, there she is. She is here. Welcome, Hope.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. This is my first time doing something like this.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was all of your first time doing productivity sprints. So exciting.
Yep.
So
thanks for guiding us. I rushed home. I was at the pool with my kids, so I rushed home.
You did great. You were on time.
Right.
So in case this is anybody's first time doing productivity sprints as well, in the chat, what we're going to be doing is we'll have a period of time where we can work, and then we'll have a period of time when we can chat. So yeah, it's pretty simple format here. So let us know in the chat what you are planning to be working on. So up here with my little panel here, would you guys like to introduce your channels? This is Amanda over this side. Hey, I got it right.
Yep. I'm Amanda. I do have a booktube channel that I haven't been posting to this year. I'm taking a little bit of a break to finish up my schoolwork so I can be an accountant. Woohoo. So I'm trying to be active on my Instagram, but I've been taking a break from that too for the past month. So we'll see what I do on any channels in the future.
We're just glad you were able to come hang out tonight.
Right?
I am too.
Honestly, I'm so glad all of you were able to, because you're all just super women. So I'm just honored that you're here.
Well, so are you. I see your
Right?
everything you post and everything you read. I'm like,
Yeah.
how did you do all that? And it always looks so amazing about the books you're reading and the quotes you're posting. So you're inspiring me to try to read more, even though I am really only at an audiobook level of my life at this point. So
I will relate to that so much.
Audiobooks are great.
But I've transitioned from Audible to Libro. Have you guys heard of that one?
Yes.
It's small bookstores.
Yeah.
I have. They sound great. I can't really get into audiobooks. I can't retain the information. And I wish I could, because I have two small kids. It would make life
Especially
so
with
much
those
easier.
fantasy books and like sci-fi where you have to understand the world.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to know a world on audiobook.
Yeah.
I find it works really well for nonfiction, like biographies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do that when I was in college. I would do like our textbooks and stuff, nonfiction.
Smart. That's a great idea.
I love the person's handle title. What do you call this? Everyone who reads it must converse, because I feel like that's on everything that rises must converge, which is
it is.
Mary Robinson or Mary Oliver?
It's Flannery O'Connor.
Oh, I should know that.
No, that was great.
In Colorado Springs, where I live, there's a literary group called Converge Lecture Series, and it's based on that.
Oh, cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, that is Noah. He is like a heavyweight reader, and he loves Flannery O'Connor.
Heavyweight reader's not like heavyweight lifter, except
Like, right.
Yeah.
I guess we should continue on with our introductions.
Oh yeah, we just get off track. It's fine. Hey, I'm Jessie. I have a booktube channel at The Bookish Mom. I also have a mom blog at thecoffeemom.net and the same associated Instagram with that. And I do have 2 kids, ages 8 and 4. So that life keeps me on my toes between work and this and kids and chaos.
Yep.
Is BookTube your work?
No, I actually work at a marketing firm.
Oh, nice.
And then my blog is also like a part of my income. And then my BookTube is smaller, but still it's getting there.
Amazing. So many things working on. Yeah.
Well, yeah, lots of work.
Well, my name's Hope 40. I'm actually from Colorado, but I'm visiting California right now. I know Christy because we grew up together. And we've reconnected over the last few years as adult friends, which is really sweet. I was at her wedding. She was at my wedding. And I have a Instagram. That's where we're pretty much the most active at familiestogether.co. And it's all about, it's a nonprofit dedicated to supporting families who feel isolated. And sometimes that means foster families. So that's why we're going to talk about that tonight too. And
Yes.
I'm going to work on, I think our yearly fundraiser. I'm going to do some strategy for that because we've got a meeting about it tomorrow.
Very, very cool. So and then what is Jessie planning to do tonight?
So I'm actually planning to edit tomorrow's booktube video. It's supposed to go up tomorrow. And I'm also doing some freelance work. I work with an influencer company. So I do discovery. So I try to find people for brands to work with.
Oh, nice. That's cool. You're a connector.
I've got my hands in a lot of pots.
I want to hear more about that. Like, that's the other side of influencer marketing.
Yeah, I work on both sides of influencer marketing, actually. So it's kind of cool to see both sides.
That is super cool. So what software do you use for your editing? This is a topic that interests me right now.
Oh, for editing, I use Sony Vegas.
Okay.
For video editing. And really, I only use that because my husband already had it. And it was like, we already had it, it's free. So I learned on that. But other than that, there's no rhyme nor reason to why. Like,
and have you been able to use that like consistently long term?
Yeah,
and never
I've used it for a couple years now, 2 years. And I really like it.
That is really cool. I'm asking because my editor just went kaput.
Oh, no.
So now I'm like looking for a new one.
Yeah, I've used it. I think I have 14. I think there's like newer versions now, but like I don't want to, I'm cheap. I don't want to pay for what's not broken.
Hey, I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat.
Oh, yay.
Hi, friends. So glad you're here. Danny said she is watching on the television, so she won't be able to comment too much. But she is reading Wuthering Heights, Kristen Lavenslater. Is that like the second book you're reading, Danny? And then some others. Danny is like a queen of buddy reading. And Casey is here. She's really hilarious and fun. She's going to be going to Michael's Jackbox party, which sadly will be happening in like at 6 my time. So 9 your guys' time.
Oh, okay.
I'm sad to miss it. I've never missed one before.
Aww.
They're really, really fun. And Pay, hi Pay. Let us know what y'all are going to do tonight. And what about you, Amanda?
I think I should probably do some studying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Always constant.
Yep.
I am trying to decide between working on Russian, which I'll probably start with Russian. And then if I can, I'm going to be reading Miss Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. That's what I'm reading with Noah right now. So, yay. Okay, so we also wanted to chat tonight about foster care. Sorry. So because I know that all of you are like interested in it or have already been working in it or are working in it. We have like all three sides there. So that's really exciting. I want to hear how you guys heard about it, how you got involved in it and stuff like that, and any experiences you want to share. So, Amanda, do you want to start?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm the one that's interested in it. I was actually talking with my husband at dinner because I had a feeling this would come up, and I said, "Who first brought up the idea of foster care? You or me?" And he's like, "I don't remember." So we got married just a little over a year ago, and we've been together for 6 years and change. And he is really passionate about doing foster care, and I've just always wanted to have like a big family and take care of all the kids that I can. So it was something that we're definitely looking into. We're kind of on hold at the minute because we only have a 3-bedroom house right now, and one of the bedrooms is my office because I've been working from home for about 2 years now. So we're looking at hopefully getting a contractor in so we can maybe build like an apartment above our garage, or extend like the living space off the back porch so that I can move out of this room and free it up. But yeah, something we're definitely looking into slowly at the moment, but want to look into more hopefully soon. And we just want to help as many kids as we can. Don't care what age. We do have, my husband has a son, so I've got a stepson that we get every other weekend. He just turned 10 at the beginning of the month. So we're kind of at this stage open for any age, not like the infant baby, but definitely maybe like 5 all the way up to teens, because we know that teens really need the help right now, and we can give them a good nudge in the right direction for just starting on solid ground when they hit adulthood and get out of school and stuff. So
yeah, when you said an apartment over the garage, that made me think of teenagers or people who've just recently emancipated from the system. Yeah. Something my husband and I talked about was teen moms, so 16, 17, 18 years old who are maybe pregnant. Yeah. It's not uncommon for girls in the system to get kicked out of their home of origin, and then that's why they're in foster care when they're pregnant. And so that's another way. And I love, there are a couple great Instagram accounts that I found to be super educational on that. Have you heard of At Family and Coffee?
No.
She's fostering a teenager with her baby. And then also has recently had her little sister move in with her, who was in an adoption that failed. So they've got 3 teenagers now, plus like 3 little kids, I think. Wow. And I think she like technically to the baby whose mom she had, she became a grandma to her when she was like 26. So it's funny how it changes your life trajectory.
Yeah,
I have found those accounts are so educational, and she's also a social worker and very trauma informed. So she gives a lot of ideas and keeps me thinking about what I could do in the future too.
Yeah, that's really great. Any resources are helpful, because I found it's very hard to look like specific to your state if you don't really have the resources and know what to search for when you're going to Google.
Yeah. And so much of the foster care information, like on county websites, state websites, is out of date.
Yeah.
So I find that to be frustrating too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I actually worked in the legal side of foster care for a while. I volunteered actually as a guardian ad litem. Mm-hmm. And I'm not 100% sure how it is, in every state, but I know more so about like the Florida guardian ad litem program, which is the one I volunteered for. And what we would do is we had to go through like a training class, and then I would go do actual house visits for kids in the system. And they weren't always foster kids. A lot of them would be any kid with a DCF case. So we would do like home visits, things like that. And then I would actually have to go to court and like testify. And I have a master's degree in legal studies.
Oh, wow.
And so I worked in the legal field as a paralegal at that point in time. And I actually, trajectory wise, I was going to finish law school and then go, and I wanted to actually work as an attorney for guardian ad litem program. But that ended up not happening due to other things, kids and getting pregnant. But yeah, it was very eye-opening. I ended up having some really great cases, but I knew a lot of people had some really heartbreaking cases. Yeah. And it was very hard being the guardian ad litem, because everyone kind of has their own role in that side of it. So the guardian ad litem is specifically for the child. We don't care about the parents at all. We are there for the child. We talk to the child. We get to know them. We see their best interest, not the parents' best interest. DCF is slightly child's best interest, but they were more parents' best interest, like getting parents help if they needed different help. And they're so overloaded anyway. And then, of course, we had to work with the attorneys from either side. Like if the parents had their own attorneys, like if it was a criminally involved case or if they were on a parenting plan, like there was a lot. I learned a lot by doing it. And my husband and I had talked about being foster parents at one point, just time-wise, with him running a business and like our own children being so young. Time-wise, it's just not viable. But I actually have a good friend in Jacksonville who actually, her second foster placement just went back with bio parents today. And she had an infant from infant to 6 months old, but then she had 2 boys before that. So she does like foster placement. So I talk with her a lot about it too. I'm here to party.
Have you heard of Jesse, have you heard of the CASA program? I'm wondering if that's similar.
It's the same thing.
I've heard that it's called Guardian Ad Litem in other states.
Yeah,
and those
it's
are the
exactly
volunteer
the
advocates.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
actually
don't know
how
why
I
it's
started.
named differently.
Yeah.
But they used it interchangeably here,
Got
CASA and Guardian Ad Litem.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's how I started into the child welfare world, because I was like afraid to become a foster parent. So we became CASAs, my husband and I together. So they gave us big families, since there was 2 of us. And then I think that's how we kind of realized, okay, we could, these are just kids, but also it didn't mean we were expert foster parents from the start. So
Right.
But it's a good way to learn the system.
Yeah, for sure. It's very eye-opening too.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you for telling us about how you guys got into it, because it seems like people do come into it from different directions sometimes. So yes. Okay. So I definitely want to dive more into that subject a little bit later. Maybe we should, let's see, what time should we do like I was thinking of a half an hour sprint. Do you think that would be okay with you guys?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes we start with like shorter ones, but then we don't have as much work time in there. So, cool. So we'll plan to do that. And now, Hope, you mentioned some resources, like some good Instagram accounts. Could you tell me again what those were?
So the one I was just talking to Amanda about was Family and Coffee, and her name's Jamie, Jaymi. Really like her. She's the one who's focusing on getting her sister out of a failed adoption, and also fostering a teen mom and her baby. And then there's another one that I found really educational. It's at Tori Hope Peterson, ToriHope Peterson. She was actually just last night crowned Mrs. Universe. And so she's using that platform to talk about foster care. She was in foster care as a kid, and now she's a foster mom, and I believe an adoptive mom, or maybe a mom through guardianship. And also had a baby. She actually went to the same college as my husband, which is cool. And then, so I like her. And actually Jamie too was in foster care herself. And I try to get people to follow as many former foster youth or adoptees as possible, because they have a perspective that you can't get from just following like foster moms like me. So then the third one I would recommend is, let's see, who else was I going to talk about on this one? My friend Lauren. So hers is Lo Flynn Fam. I think it's LOFLYNNFAM. Let me make sure I've got that one.
I just sent. Can you maybe like send the handles in our Instagram chat, and then I can just copy and paste them?
Yes, because I was just trying to see how to do a chat on here, and I couldn't. But I'll send it to you, Christy, and you can copy and paste it.
Yeah, great.
And she's awesome. She's adopted. That's Lauren, and she's adopted 2 boys with severe disabilities, and she's in Ohio, and she's always like spotlighting the kids on the waiting list for adoption, because people don't realize there are thousands of kids that are waiting for adoption. You don't have to get in the line of thousands of potential adoptive parents for one baby. Like that is, sadly it's like a supply and demand thing. It is somewhat of an industry. And at the same time, there are these kids technically legally free in foster care to be adopted. And some of them are special needs because they have autism. Some are called special needs because they have siblings. And so there's all kinds of ranges there, and so many people who would be prepared because of their own life experience to parent a kid like that. So I love, she's just like a tireless, I don't like the word tireless because we are all actually very tired. She's like a just fierce advocate for those kids, because she loves and parents those kids too. And also has a young adult boy that she's raised, and he's all out on his own now. And I just like following people that are just, they don't do the platitudes. They don't do the, oh, this is just, all so beautiful. Because it's not all always beautiful and feel good. It's a lot of intensity, and it's a lot of trauma to help kids heal from. And I like people who don't have tolerance for sort of whitewashing it. So yeah, Christy, I'll send you those and you can put them in they're just, it's like, Instagram is such an easy way to educate yourself because you just follow them and then they're there and you're reading and you're like, wow, I feel like I have a master's degree in foster care now.
Yeah. They'll share their direct experience with you, which is more helpful than maybe
really
reading
easy.
a book.
This is probably how BookTube is too, but it's like really easy to like make friendships actually out of just following and responding to what people do.
Totally.
I agree.
Okay, why don't we get started working on whatever we're all working on in the chat and here. And we'll come back in about half an hour.
All right.
All right, let's do it. Hi guys. How'd you do?
Hello.
Hello. Did you make any progress on your editing, Jesse?
It is 93% rendered.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
It's a really
Woo!
short video.
It's like, wow, you were really close to done.
It's like a 5-minute video. Like,
that's awesome. What is it? Can we have a sneak peek? What's it going to be?
is a read-along announcement.
Fun. Okay, that's exciting.
I'm excited for it.
Can't wait to see it. So what are you planning to work on next then? You're like done.
I have a blog post I also need to edit.
Is that your freelance thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I do that, and then I have the discovery too that I'm still kind of working on.
Okay.
How do you keep track of so many different jobs? Do you like do a software thing?
I use Airtable. So it's kind of like Excel spreadsheets, but I think it's more user friendly. And like you can invite other people. And then I'm big on physical planners. Like I like to just color code and like write things down, and I have sticky notes everywhere.
Having like 3 big things going on in your life that's a lot. Oh man. And you probably have more that you didn't even mention.
Possible. I'm kind of helping my husband. Like I help with like the books of his business and like the marketing side of his business, but like not as much.
Man, yeah.
So
very cool. And then BookTube is a job in itself.
Right? That's just the fun one. That's the like more like fun, chill, like
totally. I love that in your videos you like are constantly talking about mothers in fiction and seeing that well represented. That's so cool.
There's not enough. And like specifically in sci-fi and fantasy. Like I'm sure if I ventured outside like, you know, contemporaries and like there's like thrillers and stuff, but like in like the genres that I like to read, like sci-fi and fantasy, it's always like the 16-year-old saving the world, and you're like, even in adult fantasy in sci-fi, it's like the 16-year-old saving the world.
So realistic, right?
Right? I couldn't save anything at 16, let alone the world.
I couldn't even get my stuff together.
Right? Sometimes I still wonder about it.
Dang, Noah is halfway through his novella.
Nice.
It's dark and good. Nice.
We like dark.
Yes. Are you a horror reader, Jessie? Do you like horror too?
I'm not, but I've been getting more into like grimdark and like kind of venturing into horror, but not quite.
Okay.
I don't like gore. Like scary is good. I don't like gore.
Okay. Noah gave a description of what his was about.
I want to know.
What was it? It's April is the Cruelest Month by David Bartman. And then it is a bar. He says it's kind of like a bar confessional.
Okay. That sounds great.
Noah's always turning me on to really crazy books.
All right.
Dark is good.
Dark is good.
Hey, nice, Danny. So a lot of times with buddy reads, things will get sectioned off to like a certain chapter or something like that. And so Danny is making some progress. I'm really curious what you're thinking of Wuthering Heights, Danny, because I know I don't think you had really made up your mind. You were kind of like, I don't know about this, but I don't have strong opinions yet when I last heard from you. Hey, are you reading anything? Of course you're reading something. What are you reading? Okay. Oh, hi, Mary Jo. It's great to see you. Melmoth by Sarah Perry. I've never even heard of that one. Can you give us like an elevator pitch, like one line?
It's the same author that wrote The Essex Serpent. And I know I've heard Mary talk about Melmoth before, but I don't remember what she said it was about.
Okay. And what about you? What were you? I forget what did you say you were doing?
Accounting.
Accounting.
But I'm
So
studying
fun.
for operations and supply chain management right now. So
Okay.
some philosophers.
For some philosophers?
Yeah, that like develop principles for the whole supply chain management stuff.
Oh, wow.
That actually sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically what I do for work, so I don't really need to put as much effort into studying as I am, but I'm doing it anyway because I want to make sure I pass.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that like fulfilling for you at all?
My job?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I
It
always
pays
like
for things, and that's fulfilling.
Alrighty, let's see what the chat is saying. Is existentially dark and is conversations, interactions between these characters. Only an hour or so has passed in 50 pages. Okay. So it doesn't move very quickly. No, that sounds really interesting. Are you going to do a live stream on it, Noah? All right. So, oh, not liking Wuthering Heights. Okay, yep. I've read books like that. Where it's like, what is even going on?
Oh, yeah.
Wuthering Heights was kind of like that for me, actually. Although I loved it in the end. I like begrudgingly.
Right. It's
Okay.
like begrudgingly liked it.
Yes. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. The drama is fun. How about you, Hope? How did you do? Oh, okay.
Oh, I unmuted already. I was like, oh, I have to come and unmute. I am dealing with in CRMs and like software, you have to tag everybody and then export files to find the people you're trying to contact. So I'm like trying to get the right tags so I can find the right people. So it's kind of a time suck. It doesn't feel like it was a very productive 30 minutes.
Oh.
But that's okay.
It would have to get done though. So you're making progress.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Now, is that in a program that you're doing that through?
Yeah, we use a couple different CRMs to manage all our volunteers and our families and our donors. So yeah, we use something called Razor's Edge and we use something called Copper, which we like because we used to use Gmail and it integrates right into the Gmail platform and then you can just click and add them to your database. So it makes it easier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Those are like the boring back end things that I don't like doing.
Yeah. And this is for families together, right?
Yeah.
So you are in the process of hiring another full-time employee.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting. But they're probably not going to be doing that. They're more about recruiting, right?
They will actually be doing a good amount of the back end stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
We just got another software called Better Impact and Volunteer Impact. And so that we used to use like Google Maps and all these different like Squarespace and Word documents and just everything was all over the place. And so this is a software that helps us do our matches between foster families and bio families and adoptive families and the volunteers that we match them with. And it helps to streamline it. And the application is right there when we match them. And so it's just going to make the process a lot nicer for everyone because they'll have to do less waiting for us. So that person the new hire will, which we're down to 2 candidates and interviewing them next week one more time. That process will be a lot more streamlined and that'll be their job to make it just really clean. And yeah, right now it feels pretty scattered. But hopefully it doesn't feel that way to the families because it's all about supporting them.
Yes, you have your priorities there. all about the families and helping them out. Yeah. So Families Together, I wanted to talk about a little bit about that. Hope founded Families Together with her husband, Kyle, correct? It was the both of you together? Yeah. So, and when it came to my county, it started off in Colorado, and Hope brought it here to where I live, where we both grew up.
Which is where I grew up too.
Yeah. So, I was able to join like right when it started here, which is great. So it's been like almost 2 years, something like that. Yeah. And there's a little bit of training to do and stuff like that, but not too much. And they made it work even for me.
COVID, so we did a live training. Actually, Christy, I think it's been 2 years because I think it was April and I was pregnant with Mercy.
Wow.
So it would have been, it's been 2.5 years almost since training.
I think our first like meal delivery was a little later in the year, but yeah, so that's just crazy. I at the time was actually homebound with my autoimmune disease, and I told them that I was like, and also I need to remain anonymous because my husband's in law enforcement, so he didn't want our family to be like known publicly.
Conflict
I guess
of interest. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and they were like, no problem. We'll hook you up with a driver. You know, we can keep you anonymous. No problem at all. So that was really the first time I was able to help out with something like this. And it meant so much to me. And that's just me, you know, as a volunteer. I think it's really cool that they're able to listen to foster families. And once these relationships are built between the families and the other people that are connecting with them, you can kind of, it's like you're friends, so you can listen and help them out with whatever needs helping. So I didn't really explain what Families Together is. I realized halfway through that. So would you like to explain what Families Together is?
Yeah, well, I mean, it'll make perfect sense now that you did explain how you help. I like to describe it as almost a matchmaking service for families who feel isolated with people who want to support them. So there's all kinds of people out there in the community who know that child abuse exists, or who know that, you know, single moms struggle to find support and resources, or who know that being in foster care can be really isolating and traumatic for children. And they want to do something, but maybe like you, Amanda, like they're not quite ready, or they're still learning, or they're still like adding on to their house, but they want to be educated in a way that's really hands-on about what families need, whether that is in the child welfare system or not. And a lot of the things that we do to support communities that are not in child welfare actually prevent things like child welfare, things like abuse and neglect. Because actually social isolation is one of the top indicators of child abuse and neglect or entering the foster care system. So I wanted to make a matchmaking system between those people who really wanted to do something to support, but maybe didn't have time to do something like fostering or CASA or guardian ad litem, and the people who wanted a friend. And so we started matching those families who would sign up with volunteers who we call neighbors. So that's what Christy is in the program. She's a neighbor. She's going on 2 years now. And we started that matching process in Colorado about 3 years ago, in California about 2 years ago. And we've got about 200 families, 230 families who've been through the program now in both of those states, and then some in other states too, because with COVID we made a virtual program. And so the commitment's really simple. The neighbors sign up to do 1 meal a month for 6 months, and a lot of neighbors decide to do more than that. Christy gets really elaborate with her desserts. She'll hopefully talk more about that. She works with another volunteer, so they get to give the family like even more love and attention than just one person could give. And what we've heard is people say that they just feel so like it's something to look forward to. It's someone who is just there to support them, and it doesn't have to be this pressure to like equally give back to them like you would if somebody invites you to their house and then, you know, it's just a friend or something and you need to invite them over. And so it has turned into a reciprocal relationship. Like I think Christy's neighbor buddy, who she works with, after a year or so, the family they were supporting adopted their kids out of foster care after fostering them for a long time. And they ended up saying, hey, we want to make you dinner. You've been doing this for us for so long. So that was like, I love it when it does become reciprocal, and it's done out of joy and not obligation. So does that make sense? That's like, it's basically matchmaking for people who need a friend.
Yeah,
I love that.
Way.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. It started out of, me being a foster mom myself and realizing that I did have good community around me. But when I saw what other foster parents deal with, that especially after they've been doing it for a few years, people kind of are like, I guess you know what you're doing. Like, have fun with all those kids, and I'll see ya. Maybe if you ever come out from under that.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's awesome. Is it in every state right now?
No, I would love that someday. We are very solid in Colorado. We're here on our third year with California.
Okay.
And then we've got what we're doing to grow it is not to make branches that are actually like me directing anything, but we're actually just doing a sort of a coaching and materials for people who want to start it, and they can start it under their own nonprofit or in their own just mutual aid way. Doesn't have to be connected to us. And then we've got somebody in Detroit, somebody in Chicago, and somebody in Seattle working on launching that next month.
Oh, cool.
So they've been, it's a pretty intensive process. So they've been sort of laying the groundwork with us for since March or April. And so we're hoping to grow that way. I don't need to have super control over everything. I just want to get the material out there and let people try it. So, and I can share the link too if you want, Christy, so that people can understand more about that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
I think I have it in the description.
Oh, great.
In fact, if you share it in the comments, so much better. Okay. So Families Together is actually the organization that I talk about a lot on my channel. I am planning to send my monetization revenue to them as soon as it's available.
So kind of you, Christy. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure people know all of the links are down below if you want to check out their website. They're amazing. And
Christy's helped me. This year, we're trying to get more of the local families here, sort of understanding what we're offering. And since people are kind of, not used to doing things as much with other people because of COVID, we wanted to do sort of a kickoff event for this year for matching new families. And so Christy helped me organize a freezer meal event that we're having here in Kelseyville in 2 days. So I'll be doing that, and she helped me put together all the signups.
That's awesome.
I'm excited. It's going to be really cool. Mm-hmm. I can't wait. Because that's how I got involved. Was just like that.
We've got 24 kids coming or something on Saturday to play.
Aww.
And then they'll all go home their parents will go home with freezer meals and cookie dough and summer fun kits and all kinds of just things to make them feel special and seen when sometimes it can feel really isolating.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever get a branch in Florida, someone to open one in Florida.
What do you say where you are in Florida?
Yeah, I'm central.
Okay.
It's I'm north central.
Okay. There's
so
a
not quite
big...
Orlando. About an hour outside of Orlando.
Okay. So where's Jacksonville? I don't know my Florida geography.
About hour and a half from me.
Okay. There's a huge network actually of somebody doing something similar there already.
Okay.
And I would love to plug you in. They're called Foster Florida. I think it's fosterflorida.org. And they do pretty similar stuff. It's they call them foodies, I think.
I love that.
And I don't know that you're matched sort of in the same way we do, but they do kind of put out little SOS for support. So they're really doing amazing.
That's awesome. My husband used to do, not for foster families, but he used to do big meals like that for, what was it called? The Fisher House. Which is kind of like a Ronald McDonald House, only for veterans. And he was in the military, and he did this when he worked at the University of Florida. So he would cook for them, and he misses doing that.
Oh,
just
cool.
Cooking
would
he loves to cook.
A big group, 50 people or something at a time?
Oh yeah, it would be like he would cook massive amounts of food. And him and my
That's so
oldest
cool.
would like take the food up to the Fisher House
Oh, I
in
love
Gainesville.
it. Yeah.
Because we're
That's
around
really
University
important.
of Florida area, if anyone knows where
Mhm.
that is.
Yeah. I know something about gators.
Yes. All the gators. Ah.
That's great to hear. I always love it when guys get involved because
Oh, yeah.
this is such like a female dominated world, which is
Mhm.
great. But also we need the dads, we need the men, we need because they're like often in the picture, they're just not invisible. It's
in
like
the
women
front.
are so often invisible in other ways.
Right. I agree.
So yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, we'll connect with them because they would totally
Yeah, for sure. That's
use his
awesome.
skills. Yeah.
I love that, making connections.
Right? There we go. That's what this is all about, right?
Christy, I sent the direct link for our DIY program, which is where people can launch it into the. I don't know why I can't see how to post a comment in here. I just see the comments, but I don't see like a box.
So I have like a separate page open with
Mhm.
like the YouTube
The
video,
actual side.
Stripe.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
So that's how I'm doing it. Actually,
smart.
yeah, for the person who's running the stream, you can access comments, but it's a little tougher if you're not running it.
I learned that today. You can tell how often I live stream. I'm like, I don't know either.
I'm so glad you were able to come. That was really fun. It's not often that I get to have 3 people that have never done like a sprints before, so it's just fun.
Like I've done reading sprints, I think like one time.
Okay, yeah. So we had some great discussion about Wuthering Heights in the comments. Have any of you guys read that?
I have not.
I have, but it's been years.
Oh man, it's very polarizing. I, for the record, loved it.
I know it
I'm
doesn't.
glad Danny is.
And it doesn't just Shauna loves it. She has like 172 editions or something like that. Like she's got a whole Wuthering Heights collection. I'm pretty sure it's just
172.
Yeah, I'm a little probably like at least 5 or 6.
Dang.
Exaggerating self, but you know, she just it always seems like she gets another pretty edition of them.
Brian had to bounce, but he said that it's annoying to him that everybody thinks of Heathcliff as like a tragic, heroic kind of character. Or a hero. He's not a hero. He's kind of an anti-hero or villain, I would say. Danny, do you need a character that you can... Never tried Wuthering Heights?
Mm-mm.
I
feel like with all of you, I can't even call myself a reader. I used to think I was a reader, and now I don't even know that I'm a reader.
You listen to audiobooks. That makes you a reader.
Right? I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't read anything for 7 years, pretty much, between like having my 2 kids and like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it was just like...
back into it.
Yeah, I was like, I used to be a big reader, and then I had kids, and I was going to school, and like, I read for school. Like, I read nonfiction, like, about Aaron Schwartz and the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, but super exciting stuff. But like, never for anything fun for like almost 7 years. And then I was like, I'm gonna read again.
Wuthering Heights has such a reputation. It's like you feel like you have to either love it or hate it when you go into it. Oh my goodness.
I feel like nobody actually falls in the middle.
Yeah.
It's really either you love it or you hate it.
It seems like the more romantic readers enjoy it. Like if you can enjoy the romantic, you'll probably enjoy it. Not for you.
No, I'll probably pass.
Of course, that's true. It's funny. So I'm excited. Noah's going to do a video on the book he's reading. Okay. Dang, you guys talked so much. I'm sorry. I miss so much. You've never tried Bronte? Wow. You tried Dickens and not Bronte? Betrayed. Okay.
I mean, same.
Dickens is better.
I mean, same. I've never read Bronte, but I like Dickens.
What? You guys are crazy.
I like Dickens. I have like a whole Dickens collection out in my other bookshelf in the living room.
Oh my goodness. You've tried it 4 times? Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. So Zelda is Noah's daughter, and she is just adorable. So much life. She plays drums. Like, she's awesome.
Aww.
Okay. So, and I totally think that audiobooks are reading. So never feel bad about audiobooks. Hope I usually am reading and listening to whatever book I'm into. And I'm usually into lots. So yeah, I'm not a traditional booktuber in that way. But I think pretty much now booktube is so diversified that there are people all across the board. Some people read like mostly audiobooks and talk about it in their videos.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do mostly audio.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that at all.
I have to go back into the office starting in like the end of August. So I'm going to try real hard to get back into audiobooks so I can just like headphone and zone out around.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I haven't been in an office for like a year. It's like, I don't know how we're going to.
Would you rather stay remote, or are you
yeah.
excited to go back?
A little bit of both. I'd rather stay remote, but like I want to go back like 1 day a week or like 2 days a week, not all 5. Like I went to lunch with everybody earlier today, like everybody that I care about from the office. So like that's all I really care about is like seeing the people for like 1 or 2 days, like seeing people that don't ask me for snacks.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's relatable for parents. Okay, why don't we get started on another sprint and let's go till 15.
All right.
So almost half an hour. And then we can like chat a little more and wrap it up.
All right.
All right, let's do it. Hey guys, how'd you do?
Hi.
I'm back. I had to run for a sec. Feels like
It's okay. I had to run
I
out
need to
too.
say
My
hi.
husband got home and I was like, "Oh, hey, I haven't seen you today." Bye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did better. I
How-
switched jobs.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Now I'm
good.
doing something else.
Did this one feel more productive?
Yes.
Good. Good. Now, what job were you doing? Is it hard
I
to explain?
switched to editing a document about the technology options that people have for tracking their matches when they start a program like ours. So very related to what I was talking about for those groups that are launching in other states. And so we're trying to set them up to know how they could do tracking their matches, taking applications, building a website. So it's a pretty involved document to guide them through all that.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, it would need to be involved.
Right.
That sounds like. So you probably had to work on stuff like that too, Jesse, in your position ad litem, or ad litem.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that said aloud before.
Right.
So
It sounds weird saying it out loud. Ad litem.
I've never seen it spelled before, so
Yeah. It autocorrects every time. Like autocorrect does not like that word apparently. And really it's like 3 words. I'm like, I don't even know where it came from, but it autocorrects me every time to like random, I don't even know what. It's like, no, save. I ended up finding like 5 or 6 more people to add to my list that I have to send over.
wow.
I'm sorry, did you say you worked on your blog post at all? Editing it?
No, I didn't.
You're looking
I
for
ended up working-
influencers?
Yeah, so I freelance for a like influencer network that basically is the middleman between like the influencers and brands. So
Can
like
you
the brand
say
will
what
send-
you're trying to find people to do now?
I can't say which brand it is because like I don't even really get that and I had to sign an NDA. But basically, so they'll email me and be like, hey, we need you to find, 10, 15 people in like this vertical. So like right now I'm looking for like people in automotive and people in travel. And then they have to have like 10, like a certain amount of not followers, but video views per video average. So they're like, 10,000 to 150,000 max or, whatever their budget range is. So I have to go and like search these people and find them. And sometimes you find really good ones and they don't have email addresses anywhere. So if you are a blogger or anyone on the internet, put your business email in the description box of all your videos and in your about me and on your Instagram bio.
Good idea.
Just put your email everywhere.
I haven't done that.
Because I'll skip over people because
you're
it's
not
like-
going to DM them and then wait and
yeah, not at all. I'm just going to be like, all right, when I need to find 20 people, I'm finding the people who have email addresses ready.
Mm-hmm.
Insider
Good
trick.
tip.
Put your email addresses.
Good tip.
So are you like the kind of person who like sends like would those accounts you send out then come like through a message and you know how like you'll get comments sometimes it's like, hey, great content, DM to collab. Like is that
Those are usually spammy.
okay? Yeah, it seems
Those
like
are
it.
usually people that are like, I'll give you 10% off
Mm-hmm.
if you buy our product and then promote it. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
no. So we go strictly through email. So I don't even contact the people. I just send the discovery list over.
Mm-hmm.
And the other person that actually runs the like business will send out emails.
Right.
But like even being on the influencer side, I don't even answer those comments. Because they're super copy paste. If anything's copy paste or anything like that, I just
Yeah, you can tell they didn't actually read your post.
Yeah. Like I've gotten emails before where it's like, hello, like insert name here. And it literally says insert name here. Like they forgot to change it. I'm like,
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
those go straight to the trash.
Yeah. I just added my email address to the description of this video.
Add your emails. You never know.
Productive.
Right?
How did you do, Amanda? Oh, I'm sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
no, you're good. I said yes with the emails. Because you never know.
Yes.
I started looking on Etsy at planner stickers, so super productive.
That is productive.
Yeah.
It involves planners.
Exactly.
That's productive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, I think that sounds very productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
It was much
You
more
need
fun than
them.
studying.
Yes.
I do. Yeah.
Hi, Laura. It's so good to see you. We actually just finished our last sprint, but it's really good to see you anyways. What were you planning to read tonight? Are you going to keep reading? Or working on anything else? So, Laura, I missed the announcement that you did with Danny. I still need to watch your live stream, but if you have any linky things to what you announced, please leave them in the box below. Okay. Oh, yes, and we are done sprinting. Should take that off. Oh, okay. So I also asked my guests here if they had any other resources that they would like to share about foster care. And Hope shared some awesome ones on Instagram. And of course, we talked about Families Together, links down below. Amanda and Jesse, do you have any things that you wanted to share? You want to start, Amanda?
Sure. I don't have any other things besides maybe some helpful resources. I kind of took to YouTube and started looking up foster care. I was trying to specifically find foster care for Washington State because I know it can vary by state and county, but I didn't have a lot of success with that. So I was kind of just trying to get a general idea of what does it take and how do you start the research to become a foster parent. So one channel that I really, really enjoy is called Be the Village. And I know recently they took down all of their content, even their starting stuff, because they had a case where they were kind of vlogging the family and things like that. And I don't think they necessarily kept the kids' confidentiality as confidential as maybe their agency they were with wanted. So just as a precaution, they took everything down and are reviewing it. But I thought it was really helpful because they went through what each training session was like and the paperwork and the whole application process and the home studies and all that. And I found that really helpful. And then when I finally felt comfortable to start looking up via Google, I found, I think this is Washington specific, but it's the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. And I was able to email them to get all the information I needed for us when we're ready to start filling out paperwork and stuff like that. And then a booktuber that I actually have found that also does foster care, and she has adopted, is Chantel at An Intentional Life. So that's her.
Yes.
That's her booktube channel. But then Chantel Klassen is her personal channel, which I hadn't been subscribed to yet until just today for whatever reason. And she's got a lot more stuff on foster care there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are my
found her on Instagram too.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. She also adopted internationally, and that's been quite a story she's just been sharing recently.
Yeah, they adopted from South Africa.
Yes, yeah. Rainy!
Oh,
Rainy! Party starts.
I'm so excited. I get to meet Rainy in September.
I'm so jealous. Rainy is awesome. She's we're working on verses together. She's my accountability partner.
Yeah.
But I've been failing. I need to get back to her with that. We're working on James together. We're memorizing James.
Oh.
That sounds really ambitious. I'm not sure how far
ambitious.
I will get. I'm just memorizing as much as I can. Yay, reading Amanda. What else were we? Oh, yes, Jesse. What do you have any resources?
I did. I think I tried to put them in the chat, but I don't know if it worked.
Okay.
I did it on the actual YouTube site.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it worked. But one was just for the website for the CASA program nationally.
Oh, yeah.
And you can go on there and find how to volunteer in your area to be a CASA or guardian ad litem. And then another is my friend, her Instagram handle is This Messy Season, and she is a Jacksonville foster mom.
Oh, the messy season you said?
Yeah, This Messy Season.
This messy season. And is she on where? Is
on
she on
Instagram? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she has a YouTube channel yet, but she has an Instagram, and she actually just had one of her placements that she's had for 6 months be reunited with their bio family.
Oh, wow.
So it was like, it's like super bittersweet.
Yeah.
But she's actually maintaining contact with them.
That's great.
That's really cool. Like she's actually like built a relationship with them to stay in like kind of in their lives. So, and her husband is actually an adoptee.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah,
lots of experience there.
Oh yeah, she's really sweet. But definitely the CASA. I think it's just CASA. nationalcasagal.org.
Okay.
And that's anywhere you can find, like sort it by state.
Oh, nice. Okay. Gal as in like GAL?
Mm-hmm. And you don't have to have any kind of like experience or like, I was in the legal field, but like, yeah, they really do. I was one of the few people that actually had like legal field experience that was in my training class.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They actually train you more than most states require foster parents to be trained. Which
right.
Is funny.
It was a lot.
I mean, you can actually make a big difference because you go to court and you say, hey, I know this kid. I hang out with this. Oh, that's so good. I don't know what Book Bubbler's name is, but hi.
Laura.
Sarah.
Laura.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah, it's pretty amazing to be the one who has seen the kid the most that's in the courtroom, because a lot of times the foster parents don't or can't come. And they the judge really listens, and they really, the judge has never met the kid most of the time. So they really listen and go based on their recommendations, which can be the deciding factor in a case.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're the kind
it's
of
a really
person
good
who wants
feeling.
to pay attention to kids, what?
It's a really good feeling to be able to help in that way too.
Yeah.
And now we have Laura sending resources. We've got Amanda sharing her resource. Thank you. I was like, oh, are they like, do they still have stuff up to look at?
Yeah, and they're reviewing their content, and they'll be putting back stuff.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Cool. Well, this has been really productive for me, and of course, just chatting with you guys is like something that I would want to do anyways. So it's just a win-win for me. So thank you so much for being here, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, thanks. This is great. I hope that you guys who are watching also enjoyed this. Thank you for being here and for chatting with us. Yeah, it's just great hanging out, and I miss seeing everybody in their comments and stuff because I haven't been able to be here as much as I was for like the last year and a half. It's such a big life change to step back from BookTube a bit, but anyways, I love hanging. Yes, Amanda knows. She's like, So anyways, I loved this. Thank you guys, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay, bye. Thanks, Christy, for inviting us.
Thank you for having